This update brought to you by American Implement, indebted to the past, committed to the future. In a moment, beef. It's what's for dinner.
Conestoga Energy is committed to investing in technology in their communities through Inogen Corn, the exclusive hybrid corn specifically bred for use in the production of ethanol fuel. The Inogen Corn reduces energy usage in the plant, pays a 40% premium back to the farmer, and keeps $3 million in the United States rather than going to foreign countries. It's good for American farmers, businesses, and consumers. Conestoga Energy, fueling the new frontier. When you've had a best friend for over 50 years, you develop a trust. And the Scott Co-op has been a trusted rural friend since 1957. A co-op keeps money in the area, doing business for and with their members. And that helps keep their hometown thriving with keeping money in the community. Scott Co-op is not just an elevator. It's the rural way of doing business. So, when you see an elevator, remember your friends at Scott Co-op.
Day and night, till the job is done, Teeter is the one that works for you. Fields of green, reaching toward the sun, Teeter is the one that works for you. Teeter is the one, Teeter is the one that works for you. Teeter Irrigation, your source for water management.
Joining us now is Alyssa Harrison with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. We're going to spend a few moments talking about a new campaign, but some of us say it's just a relaunch of one that was very successful.
Exactly. The Beef is What's for Dinner tagline turns 25 this year, and so as we're looking at it in our beef promotion programs that NCBA does on behalf of the checkoff as a contractor to the Beef Board, we started looking at what kind of equity that we had in this brand. Because it's an iconic brand. The industry has invested a lot of money in it over 25 years, but what did it mean to today's consumer? So we did quite a bit of research on it and found that it's still very strong, even though we haven't been pushing it out front and center in the last couple of years. People recognize it, they remember it, but more importantly, when they hear it and they hear the rodeo music, it really does inspire them to eat beef. So as we looked at what the consumer was asking for today, more information about how their food is produced, including beef, more transparency, more authenticity, and more information about how we produce beef in this country. We relaunched the brand with a brand new website that is very user-friendly, that includes all the information that consumers, retailers, nutritionists want to know about beef. And then we also launched a new image campaign where we're really talking about the people behind beef. And all of this is designed to position beef as the #1 protein. That's really our ultimate goal. But Beef is What's for Dinner is the brand that we're refreshing. We have a new logo. We've updated it. We've modernized it, made it very relevant to today's millennial consumers, and it's going very well. They're responding extremely well to the information that we've provided. When you think of beef in the beef industry, the people, the product, and the pleasure that beef brings to people, all those three are very strong assets that we have that we can leverage and use the 25-year investment that we've made in Beef is What's for Dinner to update it and relaunch it and go out and talk to consumers in a much more aggressive and two-way conversation with consumers today than we ever have.
Some may ask why, were things not working? Why did you go back to something that was so successful before and kind of ran its course?
Well, it never went away. We were using Beef is What's for Dinner kind of in the background and over 25 years did a variety of different marketing tactics and responding to what consumers said that they wanted. I think the biggest change was that we always had promoted the product and not so much the people that produced it. But more and more consumers really do want to know that person who is building their car, producing their beef, creating their clothes. They want to know where it comes from. And we have a tremendous story to tell. And so it just really was a good time. And also realizing that it was such an asset that maybe we need to take more advantage of it by pushing it out there, updating the logo, making it a lot more relevant to today's consumer. And again, just leveraging the 25 years of investment that we put in there. We realized that we kind of had this treasure that was sitting right there in front of us that maybe we could use in a lot more aggressive way.
Wolfter Construction and Irrigation has been around a long time, and a lot of folks have trusted them to design, build, and service all sizes of commercial and on-farm storage for grain and equipment. Wolfter is also known for their outstanding irrigation division, where they stock a complete selection of nozzles, regulators, drops, gear drives, electrical, and structure components. Looking for an electric motor? Wolfter has a large selection in single and three-phase. Next time, reach out to the pros who have decades of experience at taking care of business the right way. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation.
The cost of everything has gone up dramatically over the last 75 years. With one exception: keeping electricity affordable.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
S&S Trailer Sales, with 2 locations in Ness City, Kansas, is where everybody goes to buy or rent trailers. They feature the all-new, all-aluminum Mauer grain trailer with all of the electric options, the easy-to-load detached trailers, and a huge stock of header trailers. At the West location, you'll find bumper pulls, goosenecks, and oilfield specialty trailers, along with flat and utility beds for pickups. S&S Trailer Sales in Ness City and on the web, but remember, you do have to spell out the and. Experience matters. That's why Conestoga Logistics prides itself in having over 40 years of transportation knowledge and skill to serve you and your customers. With a fleet of certified drivers and late model equipment, exceeding their customers' expectations is an everyday goal. Fast, courteous, and professional service with an outstanding safety record. That's what you get when you contact Conestoga Logistics at ConestogaEnergy.com.
Talk a little bit more about some of the other pieces of this campaign. I mean, you've been on a lot of ranches, a lot of stories to tell, and to make that connection that, consumers are consumers, whether you raise the beef or you eat the beef. Everybody's kind of all the same.
Exactly, and that you're right, those lines have really blurred today. So, we've talked about in agriculture that more and more consumers are further away from farms and ranches than they ever have been, and that's been something that the industry's been talking about for many years. But what's different today is that through some of the digital platforms and properties that we use, we can actually have a conversation. It's important to have a two-way conversation with today's consumers instead of just pushing information out to them. So they want to know, they want it to be relevant to them, they want to know that it's safe for their families, and they want to know that as producers, you're not hiding anything from them. And of course, we have a great story to tell. So it's really using strengths and assets that we've had for many, many years, but using some of the new digital platforms to actually have that conversation with consumers in the way that they want to be talked to. Okay, so folks want to see more of that online, whether they're a producer, consumer, either one. How can they do that? Well, the new website is at beefiswhatsfordinner.com. It's really a compilation of 8 different websites, and so it's for consumers, for retailers, for food service operators, for nutritionists, doctors, that sort of thing. But it's also a great tool for producers as well to use as they go out and educate with people, in their communities. Very, very important to, you've heard the term all politics is local. Well, today all marketing is local. And the more that you can get down to having, that face-to-face kind of conversation. So, but we know that not everyone can get out to a ranch, and not everyone can go and meet and talk to a farmer or rancher. So we're actually we'll be releasing in a couple of months a new virtual reality using some of the VR technology that allows you to, through special glasses to actually experience experience all segments of the beef industry as though you were there, the virtual reality. So while the consumers' kids may be using the goggles to play a race car game or something, you can use those same to really learn more about the people who are behind beef.
Very interesting. Look forward to continuing to follow this story.
Yeah. Well, please spend some time on beefiswhatsfordinner.com. Take a look at the new Rethink the Ranch videos. There's what we call an anthem video, and then there's 4 or 5 shorter videos that really profile the people that are in that video. So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Alyssa Harrison with NCBA has joined us.
Would you like to see something done about high gas prices and low unemployment? Western Place Energy in Campus, Kansas is doing something about it. They're a proud part of Growth Energy, America's ethanol supporters, and they employ 38 people and will be adding more following the expansion. Ethanol fuel not only reduces the cost of regular gasoline, it's good for the environment and keeps money right here in the United States while supporting local rural jobs. Western Plains Energy, doing something for the future.
From field to fuel pump, Conestoga means homegrown success. Ethanol fuel reduces dependence on foreign sources of oil while keeping millions of dollars in rural American communities. That keeps jobs and businesses in the United States, where they can benefit our schools, infrastructure, and families. Conestoga is more than a local business. Conestoga is a community partner.